Hello guys, Jared Griffiths here, and you've probably all, if you're a Laurel and Hardy fan, you've probably all already seen the new Stan and Ollie movie. Well, I'm going to review a much lesser known, similar version of that, but it's much lesser known. I've only just found out about it recently because I saw it in the shop, and that is Stan. Yes. Stan is directed by Jon Sen and stars Jim Norton as the older version of Stan Laurel, and has Trevor Cooper as the old Oliver Hardy, and we have Nick Howden as young Stan Laurel, and Mike Goodenough as the young Oliver Hardy, and basically this is about how it's when Oliver Hardy's dying, and basically Stan goes to visit him, and they remember all the times when they were young and how they met, and basically, and this is I can't find if this was made in 2006 or 1996, because it says on here both 1996 and 2006, and some sources I found say it's from 1996, and some say it's from 2006. This is quite an obscure film. It's a television movie. It's a much lower budget than the new Stan and Ollie. It's so obscure it doesn't even have a Wikipedia page, but it does have a IMDb page, which is what I'm working off. So basically, I don't think this is as good as the new Stan and Ollie, but I did still enjoy this. I do think this is a very good film. I really liked especially Jim Norton as the old version of Stan Laurel, and I will say, unlike the new version where they completely got them right in how they look, especially the younger versions of them in this movie don't look that much like them. The older versions look more like them, although the old Oliver Hardy didn't look what Oliver Hardy looked like when he was at the time when he died. I'll show you a picture. This is what Oliver Hardy actually looked like at the time that he died. Yeah, so that's the problem with this. When they had him dying, he looked like how he looked before that, and so the older versions of them looked more like them, but not so much the younger versions of them. But I thought they did do a good job, all the actors, and another thing is they didn't do as much research for the wives in the newer Stan and Ollie movie. They actually went back and found what the wives actually sounded like, because of course the Lucille Hardy and Ida Laurel, they were much less famous than them two, so people don't know what they really sounded like. And this one, they didn't do research to what they sound like. Ida, Stan's wife, she doesn't even have the Russian accent, because she was Russian in real life. She has an American accent in this, which they could have done more research for that. But I think it is a more sad story, having to do with Ollie being sick and dying, and it has a lot to do with them falling out with Hal Roach, the producer, which led to them leaving the studio. And I thought that was done very well. I will say it is a lot more low budget than the Stan and Ollie. I will say the picture quality on this was really good. It looked almost like a Blu-ray, which was interesting. It's only a DVD, as you can see. But the picture looked really good in this. it is a TV movie. It is shorter than it is about the same length as Laurel and Hardy's actual feature-length films, which were just about 1 hour long. This is only 1 hour long. The new Stan and Ollie is the length of most that's considered feature length these days, which is like an hour and a half. But yeah, when Laurel and Hardy, the real Laurel and Hardy, made feature films, they were about 1 hour, which is interesting because this is more the length of that. But I'm glad the new one is that length, because the Stan and Ollie, that is a really good movie. So yeah, and I do think although it's not as good as the new Stan and Ollie, it's a very good companion piece to the Stan and Ollie. You can watch this after, because this is kind of takes place after it. It's about Ollie dying, and basically the story of that, and them looking back and when they were younger and they first met. Even though this is older than Stan and Ollie, you could go back and watch it. Like, this is kind of a sequel to it, almost. I think this is a lot sadder than Stan and Ollie, because it has to do with Ollie dying. In the Stan and Ollie movie, they have text at the end saying that Ollie died a few years later, but the Stan and Ollie movie ended quite happily with them performing on stage again, even though Ollie isn't that well. But yeah, I do think this is a good film to check out if you saw the Stan and Ollie movie, and if you're just a fan of Laurel and Hardy, So yeah, good film, and bye.